Well, what we're going to make today is one of those wonderful holiday favorites. But instead of making it with sweet potatoes, we're going to lighten up the carbohydrate by using butternut squash, which is equally delicious. And then we're going to use all these wonderful ingredients and spices and our Splenda to sweeten it. So we're going to have a wonderful puff that's got only 1/4 of the carbohydrate. So you can still have the stuffing and the potatoes and the bread and all the rest of the things.
So how do we start?
How we're going to start is I'm just going to go ahead and take this butternut squash. I have about 3 cups of the seeded, of course, beautiful squash. And then to that, we're going to add all the other ingredients. A lot of people who've made this before realize you're going to add 2/3 cup of the Splenda. So you can see right there how much sugar that would be added to something.
That's a lot of sugar.
It's a lot added to something that's already got carbohydrate, especially if it's a sweet potato.
And it has a sweet edge anyway.
Very much so. And then we're just going to stir that in. Now another way you can do it, today I'm just using a spatula. We'll use a spoon here at the end. To get this real smooth is to use your electric mixer and just put it on a low speed. Okay? So we've got some eggs. I have a whole egg, but I also have 3 egg whites because one of the things that people who are trying to be healthy need to do is cut the egg yolks back a little bit. So we want this to rise, and that's what the eggs do. Some sour cream, and we're using light sour cream. So that's going to make it have that rich, wonderful mouthfeel. We've got a tablespoon here of margarine, and you can use butter. You're only using a tablespoon. So you can use
either one.
Either one. And then the thing that's going to make this taste just incredible is some cinnamon.
You want that spice in there,
Spice, vanilla. Honestly, it's almost like having dessert with dinner, but isn't that Thanksgiving or Christmas? A little bit of salt. And then baking powder, because this is going to puff up gloriously and have a wonderful mouthfeel like a souffle.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
Okay, so we're going to put that in.
So that just all gets stirred together?
And it just gets stirred together. Again, a mixer would be fine on low until this is just whipped together.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to spray a souffle dish with a little nonstick spray. This is an olive oil spray. So that's ready to go.
So we're going to get this in there real quickly. And I'm going to let you pour that in there while I move over to putting in my topping.
Okay, I'm going to reach across you and get the spatula here because I want to get all...
And then for our topping, we're going to take a couple tablespoons of flour. Again, sweeten that up. So you can see, one of the things with these dishes that I find working with people who have diabetes or people trying to cut sugar is you kind of layer the sugar during the holidays. So this is cutting it out in 2 ways. And then just a little drizzle here of, again, the margarine to kind of mix this up. And that was melted to kind of mix it up. I'm going to get it mixed a little, and then I'm going to use my fingers to kind of make a little bit of a crumble here. I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon and then some pecans.
Yeah, and those
and that's just delicious. Pretty finely chopped, so you basically can scatter this. And again, this is a crowning glory, and if you've ever seen these dishes, they're just beautiful as well as they are delicious. And then you can see that just makes a beautiful little topping across the top.
You're just lightly sprinkling that on, aren't you?
Just lightly so that you kind of have a nice, if you don't overwork it, you can have, it's nice and fine, it's going to spread really nicely, no big clumps. You're going to easily be able to cover the entire top. And it's just going to give that added crunch.
It smells good already.
Oh, I just love this. And this dish has been reduced over 75% of the carbohydrate. It's going to have about 15 grams in a serving. A regular one with sweet potatoes, 60 to 75. That's an awful lot if you plan on eating stuffing and dessert.
Right, okay, so this is going to go into a preheated 350-degree oven. So here we go.
Here we go. I'm going to...
All right. Oh,
I'm going to let you take
beautiful.
the honors.
It's puffed up.
Yeah, it really rises. It's got that little bit of baking powder and eggs in it that just gives it that crowning glory.
Oh, look at that. And you know it smells really good, Marlene.
Doesn't it look beautiful as well?
Oh, it smells like the holidays.
It does smell like the holidays.
Thank you, Marlene.
Well, thanks for inviting me.